That child over there is drinking the juice out of the brain of an astromech. I guess there's no running water on this planet, is there?
Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm your grim grinning host Blake, and yes, you can see him. I'm repping the brand a little bit. I'm not starting a merchandise thing, I promise. Not yet at least. But I thought I had to rep it a little bit, so I did get me a hoodie made. Grim grinning host with Mortimer Ghost, which you guys don't know why I named him Mortimer Ghost. Is because that's the original name for Mickey Mouse. Like when Mickey Mouse was first conceived, it was going to be Mortimer Mouse. It also kind of sounds a little paranormal, so that's why I went with that. But we have way bigger news to talk about. Just a few days ago, we got announced that Spider-Man 4, it's happening. It's happening. Like, it's official. It's set. We have a release date and everything. And honestly, I'm stoked. I love Spider-Man. You can see I'm repping the hat right now. I love Spider-Man. One of my favorite, if not my favorite superheroes of all time. And we got it announced and an official launch date. This isn't a game. An official release date. The official title for Spider-Man 4 is Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's going to be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who brought us Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I thought that movie was great. I thought he was a great character. The choreography in that was, oh my gosh, some of the best choreography we've had in Marvel. It was great fight sequences. Moving over to have a new director for this new trilogy is going to be very refreshing because, you know, we're getting something new. This is a reinvention of Spider-Man, a reinvention of Peter Parker, because after No Way Home, we had everybody forget who Peter Parker was. At the end of Far From Home, it was revealed by Mysterio to the rest of the world that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That caused some hijinks in No Way Home. We know this. You know, Toby and Andrew were there. They know about this. But, you know, it was gonna bring in all the villains, and that wasn't good. So, you know, Peter Parker did the selfless thing to make everybody forget who he was. And now we're gonna have to face the repercussions. But one thing I've always said, and I said this in the podcast, we talk about it a little bit more, so go watch the podcast, the most recent episode of The Ticket Booth. We talk about this. Regardless of what you think about Spider-Man in this iteration, the Tom Holland, you know, the Home trilogy, regardless of what you think, I think it was amazing. Tobey Maguire had his origin story in Spider-Man 1. Andrew Garfield had his origin story in Amazing Spider-Man 1. Tom Holland Spider-Man, his origin story was the entirety of the trilogy. Everything that you saw from the moment we saw him in Civil War to No Way Home was his origin story. He was not Spider-Man yet. Everybody was right. He was Iron Boy Jr. Yes, he had the internals and the morals of Spider-Man. And yes, he called himself Spider-Man, but let's be honest, he's not truly Spider-Man unless he is more Spider-Man than Peter Parker. Erasing his identity, you know, it sucks for the character, but in terms of having Spider-Man and being Spider-Man and not having any help from anybody, no Stark Tech suits, nobody else to help, no multiverse Peter Parkers to come and help him. It is just a crappy suit thrown together on a sewing machine. Can't pay his rent until the door gets fixed. You guys know all this stuff. That's just how it is. That's who Spider-Man is. He is the broke guy. He is the very lowest of the low type of guy, but when he's Spider-Man, he's bigger. Now, the story is going to pick up after No Way Home. Like I've said, Spider-Man learning about himself, learning who he is as a hero after the events of No Way Home. This movie is going to be super exciting. I already know it, and it is set to release July 31st of 2026, which is almost exactly a year from now. It's expected to start filming this summer, and things are moving fast. Now, that is what they've said so far. Now, we know the recent trends of the movies and the release dates and the filming and stuff, especially, don't even get me talking about Blade. With everything moving right now, this is what they say. Could be setbacks. We could get delayed. Who knows? Anything can happen. But let's hope that everything goes smoothly. We get that July 31st, 2026 release date. I want it so bad. We got announced that Sadie Sink, you know, Max from Stranger Things right here, she was cast, but we don't know who she's going to be. Her role is under wraps, and I know a lot of people, including myself, are speculating that she might be playing Gwen Stacy, and I think that would be awesome because that would mean that they're going to change her character, at least looks-wise, a little bit. just like they did with Mary Jane, or in this case, Michelle Jones. Looks nothing like she does from the character. Still love her character. Obviously, spawned a really nice romantic, thing with Tom Holland and Zendaya. Aren't they so cute? But yeah, no. With Sadie Sink, she might be playing Gwen Stacy. I think she's got the chops for it. I think it's going to be nice to go in a different direction with her character. But what I will say is, if they're gonna bring in Gwen Stacy, because it's not yet confirmed on whether or not Zendaya or Jacob Batalon will come back as MJ and Ned. So are we getting a new trio? If we got Gwen Stacy, there is a possibility. There is a possibility, and we're not gonna sit here and pretend like it's not gonna happen because we don't know. Are we getting Harry? Are we getting Harry Osborn? If so, Marvel, Sony, listen to me, please. And I know a lot of people might be like, no, do not put him in here, but I think I have the casting for you, okay? Since we're ditching the no-name actors and we're going for big-name actors for all of our stuff now, as much as I don't like that, Harry Osborn, please, Timothy Chalamet, please. Harry Osborn, he would kill it. He already feels like Harry Osborn. He's got the look for it. Tell me he doesn't. He does. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Now, even if they had Timothy Chalamet and Sadie Sink as Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn, I don't think that I will want to just forget about Ned and MJ. They were, to me, at least critical roles to the movie, and although they didn't serve vital plot points, they were important to Peter Parker as a character, and although they don't know him, I just feel like it'd be very weird to not even put them in the backseat, but to leave them at the bus stop. I feel like we need to keep them. We need to have, I don't want some mention one last look, we need to have them remember Peter Parker because they're important to him, and what's important to him is important to the character and the movie. So I don't think we should leave them behind, but I'm not opposed to having Gwen and Harry in this movie. But I have some things that it might not happen in this movie, so let me talk about that. The interesting thing about this movie is that it is actually set to release in between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Now, the thing in between that, if what we know about Doomsday or what we have seen about Doomsday is correct, that would mean that the beginning of the Secret Wars, I don't want to say the arc, because we've kind of been setting that up, but the start of what will be Secret Wars will happen at the end of Doomsday. Per what I think might happen is we might get the creation of Battleworld at the end of Avengers Doomsday, and if that is the case, Spider-Man 4 will take place in Battleworld. Now hold on. We've been asking for a street level Spider-Man for a long time. We've had him be under the Avengers. We've had him be under, the likes of Tony Stark and Iron Man and stuff like that. We haven't really had a full-on true street level hero. We might be getting a big Spider-Man movie with some later, street level movies later, but who knows what they're gonna do with this? Honestly, with where this movie is taking place in terms of in between those two Avengers movies, we don't know what this movie is going to entail. Maybe they don't set up Battleworld at the end of Doomsday. Maybe that's going to happen at the beginning of Secret Wars, and we still get a street-level movie with Spider-Man. But we'll see when it gets there. That's just what I want to say. Now, speaking of being a street-level hero, one character that I think possibly could make a comeback and possibly might be the villain for the movie. It's just my theory, very, very loose, very loose. A big Spider-Man villain, Kingpin. We've seen him in Daredevil Born Again. We know he's there, and he's coming on strong, and he's made mention of Spider-Man in Daredevil Born Again. So I don't think it's out of the question that they might cross paths, and they might cross paths in Spider-Man 4 and Spider-Man Brand New Day. We might see Wilson Fisk, whether or not he's the main villain. Sorry, my mic cut out there for a second. That was weird. But yeah, whether or not he's just some big villain or a cameo, we don't know. But I think we could see him, and I'm hoping so. I want him to be a bigger character, and he could build his way up, not to be like a big bad Thanos level, but he could be like a Loki level overarching threat over multiple projects, and I think I would like to see that, especially over the street level heroes like we've seen him in Daredevil. We could see him in Spider-Man. Punisher's getting his special look. We'll see how that is. We might get the rest of the Defenders, which I'm hoping so. Who knows? But maybe we'll get to see Daredevil span across, or not Daredevil, maybe we'll get to see Wilson Fisk as Kingpin span over multiple movies and shows. We know that Spider-Man does play a critical role in the Secret Wars comic arc. We know that that's where he gets the black suit. That's when the whole Venom saga starts to take place. He is a very, very vital role in the Secret Wars comic arc. Now, is that going to be the case in the movies? We're not sure. We hope so. But if he is, that means that this movie absolutely is going to bridge a gap between Doomsday and Secret Wars. He is by far going to be the one to keep those movies held together. Instead of having some sort of, Doomsday, random movie, Secret Wars, he is really going to keep, he's the glue. Think of whenever he did the fairy thing with the two webs and he's holding the fairy together. That's him. That's what he's doing with these two movies. I think we're going to start seeing these semblances of the creation, we've got all the ingredients with all the movies before now, was just popping in the ingredients for this. We're really going to start to see this little arc, this little final confrontation bubble. We're going to see it start to boil, and that's when we're going to see Fantastic Four. I think that's whenever things are going to really start to heat up, and we're going to be eaten by the time Secret Wars comes out, by the time Doomsday comes out. We're going to be they are cooking it up, and I'm excited. I've not been excited about a Marvel project for a long time, and for a while I was disappointed in Marvel, but I'm really glad that they've started to do what they said and focused on quality over quantity. It was nice to get a bunch of Marvel projects back to back, but A, it burnt me out, and B, they were pushing out so fast, it wasn't good. So I'm glad that we are getting quality over quantity, and I'm glad that they are not soiling Spider-Man, probably the biggest Marvel character to ever exist. All in all, I think that this Spider-Man movie is going to be a hit. I think it's going to be great. I think that Destin Daniel Cretton is going to be a great director for this with his choreography. I feel like he's really going to take it in a good area, because even Shang-Chi I thought was pretty funny, and I thought he was a really good character. So I feel like it's in good hands. And not to mention, I didn't mention this, I don't think I mentioned this in the Doomsday video, but they said they would never come back, but yet they're back, the Russo brothers. If you guys don't know who they are, and you want to know who they are, think about every good Marvel movie, like the big ones. Think about all of them. Winter Soldier, Infinity War, and Endgame. Those were the Russo brothers, the great ones. I feel like we're getting some heavy hitters. I'm excited to watch this movie along with you guys, and when it comes out, I promise I'm going to try to be the first one to report on it, I swear, except for the fact that I'm not going to go to any premieres. I'll be there opening day in the theaters, regular theaters. So hopefully I'll be here super quick. I was a little bit late reporting on this, but like I said, hope you guys like this video. I try to keep it short and sweet for you guys. If you like the video, make sure to comment. Let me know what you guys think about this movie. Any thoughts, any opinions? What do you guys think? Any theories? Let me know in the comments. Give it a like. You know what? Why not? Just go ahead and subscribe. Little button, and then when you do that, if you like my videos, there's a little bell. Click that, and it's like, hey, Grim Granny Host posts. And I'm like, yep. I never know what to say during this. I just feel like I spew. Make sure to share, and share it with the biggest Spider-Man fan that you guys know. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.